got there in Vegas, we were there, and then Sean Strickland walked in. Then he saw me, and we started talking. Then he looked, and then he saw Dricus.
I'm Zach with the Sanabul Fight Buzz podcast. This is Gilbert Burns, as you all know, leading up to UFC 299 against Jack Della Maddalena. Gilbert, how's it going today?
Doing great, bro. Busy day. 2 sessions done already. I'm looking for a good meal, rest up, recovery for tomorrow.
Sweet. Are those braids going to be in for the fight?
Yes. Not this one. I'm gonna renew it. I'm gonna make a new one, but yeah, it's gonna look like that a little bit.
That'll be sick. Really Miami.
Yes.
Yeah. Sweet. If you want to just bring us up to date on your injury and your surgery and then like everything with rehab.
I didn't have a surgery, but that was the long process, I could pick a surgery, but that surgery is very complicated with the AC joint. So I had a AC joint and a deltoid big tear, was literally hanging. The ligaments was hanging. So I did 3 shots of stem cells. That was a big help, and then a long process, a lot of creatine to make sure I build a lot of muscles around, a lot of recovery. By November, I was kind of slowly clear to get back on training. December was when I was really like 100% back in training, and schedule already. They already give me a fight, UFC 299 in March 9 in Miami. This week we officially started training camp.
Sweet. Are there any like things that stood out for you about dealing with injuries that you'd recommend for anyone else?
The way I did it, just listening a lot to the doctor, I was very respectful where he says, hey, now slowly, like on the beginning, he asked me for like almost 3 months. I couldn't do anything, literally nothing. I tried to run. The movement was hurting, so he said, now, I don't want you to do anything at all. Like slowly going to go back to do a little bands, a little strength. But on the beginning, it was just basically a lot of rest and PT and let it give it time to heal. After that, we start with the PT, and then they put me onto a lot of supplements that I think helped big time. All the joint supplements, all the calcium, big time on calcium, the stem cells, and a lot of creatine. Those are the supplements that I was taking a lot and help big time in the recovery as well, I think. And you're going through injury, is for sure we needed a very good PT, but the supplements were a big deal to my recovery.
Sweet. Yeah. What is your mindset like when you're dealing with an injury like that and you can't train for 3 months?
It hurt a lot in the beginning, to be honest, So the deal with me was, especially 2022, it was a back-to-back camp. I had camp and then camp and then camp again. And then after that, I ended up getting a short notice. I lost. The hard time for me was not be able to right that wrong. Now I got back to go to the training, fix the mistakes. So that was hard. So I think what did help me a lot, I was, like I said, beginning of the year was so intense that I need time with myself, and also I make a routine with the family, So I was trying to literally make a routine, wake up, help the kids go to school, and kind of like be more a part of the family stuff, doing my PT. But whenever I create a routine, it was easier to deal with because we as a professional fighter, we need that. I miss so much of that adrenaline, the training camp, the preparation, the little fear. Okay, I gotta be ready. These guys gonna be, And then whenever that was taken away from me, on the beginning, it was very hard to adapt. But whenever I made a new routine, like spend more time with the family and focus on my rest, on my recovery, that kind of helped me a little bit until I established that new routine. But that transition was awkward. It was hard.
Yeah, I bet. And now that you're back in it and ready to go, what was your immediate reaction to having that fight booked against Jack?
I knew Jack already. I cornered against him on the contender series. He being one of my teammates, Angelusa. Very tough guy, very, very tough, good boxing. when he was getting 5-0 in UFC 60, I knew I'm gonna fight one of these guys because I know I know my phone ring. You know, when the challenge is too big, a lot of guys not gonna take it. I know they're gonna call me, so I was kind of expecting get one of these newcomers, Ian Garry or I don't know, like or MVP. I knew my whenever my phone ring, I knew it was gonna be one of these guys, and I just accept, for sure. At the time frame of my career, I was expecting a bigger name. I was expecting a guy, but at the same time, the division's kind of all over. We got Kamaru there, kind of sitting down there. Maybe move up, maybe not. No one knows. Colby just lost. Hamza move up. Belal's kind of fighting for the title next. Leon was fighting Belal, and then we should go up. Joffrey got a fight with Ian Garry. Shavkat just fought, so it's kind of like all over. So I knew it was gonna be a upcoming guy, and Jack is a very tough dude. So I'm looking forward for this fight.
Yeah, and there hasn't been too many weaknesses exposed of Jack in the UFC at least, but in his two losses, one of them came via rear naked choke. Is there anything there or anything that you're looking at when it comes to the grappling?
Yeah, looking forward to mix it up a little bit. He's not afraid. I saw all of his fights. He was supposed to fight Sean Brady. I would like to see how that went, but Sean Brady pulled out of the fight with the injury. And this new upcoming Hafez, the guy got a fight in short notice, and they did a good job. He lost by split decision, but that guy was very tough. The guy took him down a couple of times. But I think his main thing is a boxer. He's very. I like that kind of style. He tried to knock out. He tried to go forward. He put the pressure. I like his guard. I like his movement. He mix it up good. He does a couple kicks. He does look for takedowns. Sure, he has good takedown defense. I think he's very well rounded. But I think my way to beat Jack Maddalena is going to be mix it up. For sure using my striking, but for sure using the grappling as well.
Yeah, if you were to make a prediction on how you win, what round, what would that be?
I don't know, bro. It's gonna be hard. I don't like to make a lot of prediction, but I'm looking forward to get a finish. Not in the third round, not too early too, because that's too risky. Looking for that, I would say a second round finish, maybe a TKO or maybe a submission. That's what I'm gonna be looking forward to.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And then I know you don't want to think too far ahead of this fight, but do you have a big plan for 2024? Do you know how many times you want to fight?
I want to fight at least twice, at least two. Before I was too hungry back in the days, 3, 4 fights, but that's too much. My body kind of broke down the last year with the injury, so I don't want to get injury again. I want to do everything by the book. I want to make sure I do a very good camp. Then I'm going to do a lot of recovery after the camp, make sure my body's good for the next camp. So I'm looking forward for 2 fights. Maybe a finish against Jack Maddalena. Get me close to a title shot, maybe one more. So if I need one more, I'm gonna do one more. But I'm looking forward to take my time a little bit. Look forward to go out there, get a outstanding finish, take my time, and maybe get another one by I don't know when. I need a little time to get the next one.
Yeah, it looks like Belal and Leon might be having that title fight there. Is that to you personally one that you want to get back against Belal?
100% that one I want to get back like ASAP. So we'll see how that one goes. It should go on UFC 300. There's a lot of talking, but nothing confirmed yet. I think they're gonna put this fight out on the 300. But yeah, that's below that's one that I want to run it back 100%.
And then with UFC 299 being in Miami, is that something that means a lot to you with your family being there, with you training there, and a lot of your fan base being there as well?
100%. I think it's gonna be people already calling me, ask for tickets. I say, bro, I had no tickets. They just give me four. He's off for the family, and the is price. The things are a little pricey. Everybody kind of complaining. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, looking forward to this one. I have a lot of friends from coming from Brazil. The Brazilian community here in South Florida is huge. It's crazy.
Yep.
So second home, I'm gonna be fighting here. That's where I live for over 10 years here in South Florida. So yeah, looking forward so much to fight at home. For sure representing Brazil, but representing South Florida too, the big Brazilian community here.
And speaking of your family being at the fights, we saw what happened with Sean Strickland and Dricus. I think it was at UFC 296. If you want to just break down what happened there, or what you saw, or kind of what you thought about it.
That was close, that was that was an interesting thing. We got there in Vegas. We were there, and then Sean Strickland walked in. Then he saw me, and we started talking. Then he looked, and then he saw Dricus, and he said, "Man, this guy here, I don't like this guy. They put us too close. But if I do something, I'll let you know." He already said it out there. But I don't know if he was real, if he was. I didn't know. I was just like, okay. And then later on, in a few months, they started like pointing handguns to each other. I knew something was up. And then he looked at me. He asked my wife and my son to move. They moved. They went down, and I think the best part was nothing happened with no one. Even they punched each other. They kind of got into it. No one got hurt. No one got injured. It's not the best thing to see, but we're fighters. We're too close. Things can happen, but I'm glad nothing happened.
Yeah. Do you think, like, what do you think happened with the decision to put them so close to each other there from the UFC?
Uh,
You think
yeah,
it was some advertising on that?
I don't know if it was a little push. I don't know. They may push a little bit. They might, but I don't think so. Because if that start to kind of get happens more and more and more, people might get hurt. I don't think, to be
Yeah.
honest, I don't think that was the plan, but it kind of happened. So it is what it is now. Now next week we should see who's gonna win that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that fight. What are your first thoughts on that fight there?
Bro, I trained a lot with Dricus back in the days, and when he was coming to train with us, he did a couple camps here before he joined the UFC. He's very tough. He's very hard. He doesn't look, but he has a big gas tank too. So I don't know. But Sean Strickland, after that, the things that they said to each other, Sean Strickland looked shred, looked very motivated. I don't know, bro. There's gonna be a close one. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a 50-50, very close one. I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah, and the fights there was Leon and Colby. What were your thoughts on that fight and what happened there? It's pretty close to you in the division, so
Yeah, a lot of guys said that Kobe didn't show up. I do think he show up, but I think Leonard just shut him down. Like
yeah.
the guy is a tremendous striker. Very high level striker, very high level IQ. He has a great team, and then he was shutting the guy down. He wasn't looking at the shots. He was so sharp. First strike that he throws, you can see like Kobe was already bleeding. One kick, the leg was already purple. Or like, oh my god, like he was so sharp. He didn't he didn't let Kobe get going. So but he didn't let Kobe go. So
Yep.
I think Leon Edward is super legit. He's a champion for a reason, and I just saw him shutting Kobe down.
Yeah, and a lot of people were kind of hard on Leon. A lot of people were hard on Colby, obviously, but a lot of people were also hard on Leon for maybe not getting it done, or not going hard enough. Personally, I thought that was just the best way to win that fight. What do you think?
I agree. He was super sharp, no mistakes. He got taken down once. He got back up. He tried to he grapple a little bit. He has a high level grappling that people super underestimated. And I think those two camps he did against Kamaru, he evolved so much in his wrestling. And I kind of see that coming. But he he kind of, I felt the way that he could push through a little bit, maybe 5 rounds, put a little bit more pressure.
Mhm.
But that's a necessary risk. They might that something might happen in the fight. I think he was very smart with the strategy. He controlled the whole fight. He won all the rounds, and I think he did a great job.
Yeah, we saw even during the fight, we saw Leon shoot, I think, a double leg on Colby and finish it. And we saw, do you think that was a little bit of just like
For
cockiness, or
sure.
saying I'm the guy?
For sure. Like RDA took him down too when they fought. I knew if Kobe sure he could take him down. He's just like, hey, I can't wrestle with you, bro. Like I'm on the highest level. I'm the champion. I like that he did that.
Yeah. How do you think that fight against Belal goes if that happens at UFC 300?
He's gonna be closer than people think. I think Belal improved so much. He got a lot better. He's not the finisher that people like to see, but he's a good point fighter. He got good strategy. He has a strong team. I don't know how he's gonna be doing his camp. I heard he's going to Dagestan.
Yeah.
So he might. I think he's gonna do good. Not a lot of guys with the fight coming up out there to do the camp with him. Ramadan coming in April. It might cut short that trip to Dagestan. I don't think he's gonna finish there,
Hmm.
but uh, I think he's a closer fight than people think for sure. I think uh, Leo's gonna be the favorite, and if I got a bet, I'll bet in Leo. I think he's gonna win, but I think he's gonna be way closer than people think.
Yeah, and another welterweight coming up that people are talking might deserve a title shot soon is Shavkat Rakhmanov. I think 18-0 with all finishes now. What are your thoughts on him, and what's it like to train with him?
No, he's great, bro. Guy is good everywhere. A beast. His ankle was messed up. Like
I heard that.
3 weeks before the fight, the guy was with the crunches. I said, "Oh my god, this guy's gonna pull it out." And I was even thinking he's gonna pull, and that's me. And I was just like, "Man, he's gonna pull it out, and I'm not gonna be able to take the fight." That's the way. That's the way natural I think. But I say, yeah, well, I hope he don't pull it out. But I hope he gets better because the way he's kind of he was literally with the crunches. I'm
Yeah,
just like,
that's
oh
crazy.
my god! And then slowly he was back in training. He kept training. No more kicking, limited movement, a lot of grappling, a lot of. And then that guy went there, fought that way, and got the domination that he did. I think he's a beast. He's gonna be another one super close to the title shot. I don't know if it's gonna be a backup for Leo and Belal. He should be,
Hmm.
but yeah, he's a very tough dude. Very good everywhere. Super well rounded.
Yeah, and another guy that well used to train at Killcliff. We've heard a lot about Ian Gary recently, and what's been going on with him. I don't know what too much you're allowed to say, but what are your thoughts on kind of the whole situation surrounding him?
I don't know. I don't like it very much. People kind of love the drama. So when that thing with his wife pop up, I don't like it.
Hmm.
But a lot of guys like it. All the internet like a lot of guys kind of making fun, posting. So Kevin Holland going crazy, making the shirt, and the other guys. I just don't like when you mess with people family. I think
Yeah.
it's too much. It's beyond like disrespect. But he kind of liked to talk back too. He kind of put himself out there, talk a couple things from Neil Magny, then Josh Neal, and now back and forth with Sean Strickland and a couple other guys. Me personally, I don't like it. I like to be as most professional, respectful we can be. But I understand the fight business. Those guys got to sell fights, got to make entertaining, and people love the drama, bro. Like if it's any drama, people want to. Oh, look at what's going on. People start sending me stuff. I was just like, I don't want to know, but
Yeah.
I think people just get super excited with any type of drama. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I respect Ian a lot. Guy came here training. Uh, I know his wife too. She's doing the best for the guy. She's kind of helping him with his career, following him around, doing everything for the guy. So I have enough to do with his family. I actually like his family.
Yeah, I completely agree about keeping the family out of it. I was more so thinking about what was happening with him, like switching gyms. And he also said he was going to wear, in one video, he was going to wear the Brazilian flag on his shorts or the Brazilian shorts next fight, and because he was doing some of his camp out there or something. Do you know what's going on with him and just changing gyms all the time?
I think he's back there. I think he's back in Brazil now. Uh, he's too young. He's very young. He's kind of like being his own guy. He's doing his own thing. I respect, but I like to have a head coach. I like to have a guy to control
Hmm.
my training. Maybe two guys to be in control, talking to each other, talk to me, seeing what's the next. Because I don't know. Sometimes when you're in control, you're that young. Sometimes you're gonna make a couple mistakes. No, but it's up to him. He likes to. He was liking to go to UK, then stay a little time here, then go to Brazil. I don't I don't think he's coming back. I'm not sure, but I don't think he's coming back to Kill Cliff. But yeah, he's doing his thing. Like I respect. I don't agree. If you ask my opinion, I think he should pick one place and stay.
Hmm.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, and then obviously probably his hardest matchup so far is going to be Jeff Neal on that card. What do you think about that fight, and how do you think that goes?
I think it's a very tough fight. I remember for this previous fights, they supposed to fight in Boston. Uh, he brought Curtis. I forgot the guy's name. Curtis, the guy that's friends with Sean Strickland. Chris
Oh
Curtis.
yeah, Chris Curtis. Yeah.
Chris Curtis. He blocked Chris Curtis and he was doing a good job. But I think Geoff News fired up too because of that mug thing on the shirt.
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a war. I think Geoff News is a very underrated fighter on the division. People don't talk about him a lot, but he's a very tough dude. He's a mean dude. So I think it's going to be a crazy fight. And we'll see what's going to be next, but it's going to be a crazy one. These fights are not going to be easy for any one of the guys. And I don't know who's going to win, but I think it's going to be a knockout. Someone's going down that fight. Too much bad blood on that fight.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then another newcomer in the welterweight division we've seen was Michael Venom Page. He's going to be fighting Kevin Holland. What do you think about that? And is that a fight that would excite you to have against Michael Venom Page?
Yeah, 100%. Let's see how he's going to do against Kevin Holland, but he's a character. He's a good guy. We saw he has family here in Boca Raton. I saw him here a couple of times. It's cool with me. But yeah, I would like to face a guy like that with that type of striking, a high level striking, dangerous. Yeah, he's another good addition from the UFC.
Yeah, I think that would be a fight that a lot of the fans would be super excited to see. And I got one more thing for you, Gilbert. It's going to be a little different. I'm going to name out 10 UFC fighters, and I just want you to say in one word the first word that comes to mind for each one.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, sweet. First one's Khamzat Chimaev.
A warrior.
Jack Della Maddalena.
He's a warrior too.
Conor McGregor.
Celebrity.
Sean Strickland.
He's crazy, but he's nice. But he's a nice, crazy dude. Yeah.
Crazy and nice is a good way to describe him for sure. Leon Edwards.
Champion.
Colby Covington.
Clown.
Ian Garry.
A young beast.
Young beast. Max Holloway.
Max Holloway, legend.
Sean O'Malley.
Sean O'Malley, I think he's a future legend.
And Belal Muhammad is the last one.
Belal Muhammad, he's a good point fighter.
That's a lot of words. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gilbert. It's always great to interview you. We really appreciate it every time, and so do the fans. Everyone make sure to check out Gilbert's YouTube channel. It's going to be in the description below, as well as his Instagram and then our channel as well. Awesome. Thank you, Gilbert, so much.
Thank you, Zach. Have a good one, brother.